Hello, this is the great nephew of President Andrew Jackson, and I have been approached throughout my life by members of uh, Southern rights groups, if you will, white extremists even, like the Ku Klux Klan, and was privy to a lot of information building up to the takeover of the White House. And I sent out many emails, probably tens of thousands, in regards to ceremonies of the Ku Klux Klan on Emmons Road and Nixon Camp at our church grounds. And some of the different idealisms that were involved in this Donald Trump takeover in an SS-style campaign that can only be described as a echo from the past, from the early 1930s Germany, as they recruit these young people, and a lot of them police officers, into their belief system, that they recruit government officials to a point to where we have a Patriot Act now that allows for jealous ex-lovers, like my wife, to intimidate you through their network of friends campaign, as long as they're supplying the information to the police and the attorney generals or the DEA. They allow them to do this because they say that as long as they're doing it, they're extracting information from you, when really all they're trying to do is belittle you. There was a campaign locally, and I'm sure nationally, of what they call whitewashing, where they shame interracial marriages, even people who have dated interracially. And they'll shame them until they commit suicide, because all they hear is the negative comments constantly, because of the way that they use and manipulate the media out there, even on your computer, showing you images of things, background overlay messages while you're listening to music that are familiar to you, that key off, you know, different thoughts of anxiety. They're very dangerous, these Trump supporters are, and I would love to be able to sit down with the Democratic Party and discuss some of the aspects locally about how to get more involved in this. And I think that we have an advantage here in the Warren County area because one of the major campaign contributors, um, Mark Hazelwood, and Vice President of Marathon, Mr. Seminarelli over in Springboro, have a lot of pull in politics locally, just like Senator Steve Wilson. And if you watch and read some of my articles, you'll see that there are flaws that will allow us in to investigate some of these things and possibly uncover trails of money to the Donald Trump camps, if for nothing else, to put leverage or put pressure on these lobbyists who owe it to their country to support candidates who are not going to be in this SS style mindset, trying to take over the country like Plankton on SpongeBob just because they're purple or green. It's ridiculous. So if you want to, I'm trying to put things together as factually as possible, and there are serious issues from 1960 until now with the way that Marathon manipulated the maps for the roads of Interstate 71 here in Ohio. And you can use them all the way up to, current Democratic Senator Steve Wilson out of Lebanon. and Vice President Seminarelli with the Alston Landing issue over at 675 and 75. And we could manipulate it long enough to get their attention on some matters of national security as these people continue their campaign through these horrific conservative programs like Circle of Friends used by the task force and DEA to go out and to harass people for information that sometimes they don't even have. We've seen how they operate over in Guantanamo Bay, making people perform sexual acts they didn't want to, or else they have to listen to the screeching noises and be tortured by them. Many times these are 30, 20-year-old kids that are young, and they honestly believe that they're allowed to do it just because on a piece of paper it says so. They'll go around torturing ex-girlfriends, ex-spouses, people who oppose them. This is the SS. This is the Fourth Reich. And people had better beware, because if they get another chance to take the White House over, you're right there where the chancellor was shot in Germany and Hitler took the microphone and that was it. So I hope people aren't going to sleep, being lulled to sleep by football games and such. There's work to do as Americans, as fathers, as brothers, as sons, to protect our democracy and to be educated on how they are manipulating our Bill of Rights and our Constitution. So feel free to roam through all of my YouTube articles and all of my articles on Facebook at Rod Ham with the American flag. We have a severe issue in this country, and I'm telling you because I am the great nephew or grandson of President Andrew Jackson, the greatest general of the South.